At the company annual party, the president's wife's little assistant had a couple of drinks, then suddenly mocked me in front of everyone. "Brother Chu Chen, I heard from Sister Wanqing that you last 3 seconds at most. Is that true?" I was so angry my face turned red, and I couldn't help but scold him. But my wife immediately stepped in front of him and smashed a wine bottle on my head. Su Wanqing was just trying to liven up the atmosphere with a joke. Did you have to react like that? Just as I was about to retort, the little assistant put on an aggrieved look and stopped her. "Sister Wanqing, Brother Chu Chen is the vice president of the company. It was wrong of me to say that in front of so many people." "Don't argue. It's only right that he scolded me." Hearing this, my wife told me to get lost and even wanted to dismiss me from my vice president position. Looking at my wife's resolute gaze, I decided to watch with my own eyes how she would run the company into the ground. Chapter 1. Blood trickled from my forehead. I never expected Su Wanqing would actually hit me for Song Xuan. I kept silent, but she thought I was submitting and continued her rapid-fire scolding. "Chu Chen, it's a fact that you don't last long. Su Wanqing didn't say anything wrong. He just stepped into society. What if you scare him? Apologize to him right now, or you can forget about your vice president position." Just then, Lao Wang, the technical lead who had returned from abroad with me, came to persuade her. He said Song Xuan was indeed out of line and that, as my wife, she shouldn't trample on my dignity like that. But as soon as he finished, Song Xuan put on a pitiful look. "Sister Wanqing, Brother Wang is right. You and Brother Chu Chen are husband and wife. You shouldn't quarrel over me. I talked too much just now. After all, in Brother Chu Chen's eyes, I'm just a nobody, and a nobody shouldn't talk too much." Hearing Song Xuan's words, Su Wanqing grew even angrier. "Chu Chen, you just can't stand Su Wanqing, can you? You've been bullying him all along. Now that I'm here, don't even think about throwing your weight around." Lao Wang tried to persuade her further, but the moment he opened his mouth, he was directly demoted. "Su Wanqing, don't be afraid. With your sister here, no one can bully you." Song Xuan nodded obediently, but when he glanced at me, a hint of provocation flickered imperceptibly in his eyes. Watching the two of them so intimate, my heart turned ice cold. Song Xuan was recruited by Su Wanqing from a third-rate university during campus recruitment 3 months ago. As a technical staff member, he had neither a high academic degree nor real skills. Yet, Su Wanqing claimed he was nimble and earnest and told me to train him properly. I trained him earnestly, but he always gave me the cold shoulder and loved to tattle that I was deliberately making things difficult for him. Every time, Su Wanqing would bring him back to scold me. I thought Su Wanqing was trying to build new blood, but it was not until I passed by her office and found Song Xuan sitting on her lap that I understood what was going on. I still remember their conversation. "Sister Wanqing, you're so beautiful and you run a company. You're amazing. Unlike me, I can't do anything. My dear Su Wanqing, you have such a sweet mouth. As long as you stay with me and make me happy, I promise to give you promotions and raises. He. I'll definitely keep sister happy, unlike that old man." Then Su Wanqing actually let Song Xuan put his hand inside her clothes. As their passion grew, they even started kissing. When I pushed the door open, Su Wanqing insisted she was just explaining company matters to Song Xuan and accused me of having dirty thoughts, jealous of Song Xuan's youth and good looks. After that, Su Wanqing bought Song Xuan who knows how many gifts. When I spoke to her about it, she said it was just to encourage the newcomer and that I was being irrationally jealous. But she forgot that the year she started her business, I refused a high salary from a big company to support her wholeheartedly. To help her succeed, I even gave her the advanced technology I brought back from abroad and specially brought back several core technical personnel to keep things running. Without the support of this technology and my business connections, the entire company would have struggled to survive. Now she not only humiliated me in front of the entire company for a graduate from a third-rate university, but also demoted a key contributor to the company. Lao Wang looked at me awkwardly. "Brother Chen's sister-in-law, she..." Chapter 2. I signaled him not to rush and then looked coldly at Su Wanqing. Lao Wang is a backbone of the company. Over the past few years, if it weren't for him running the technical department, the company would have collapsed long ago. Is this how you treat a major contributor to the company? I thought that upon hearing about Lao Wang's importance, Su Wanqing, however self-righteous, would at least think it over. But to my surprise, she scoffed. Chu Chen, you still have the nerve to say that. The company's technology has long been mature. Over the years, if it weren't for you overhyping them, how could I have given them such high salaries? And in the year-end financial report, it was even found that you secretly gave them raises. They don't work, and yet you give them raises. I think you're just abusing your position for personal gain. I said coldly. Su Wanqing, Song Xuan is a newcomer who knows nothing, yet you give him the same salary as everyone else. Why can't I give raises to those who have contributed? These past years, the company's technical operations have all relied on them. This is what they deserve. As soon as I finished, Su Wanqing had Song Xuan take out his phone. Song Xuan directly showed me a photo. The picture showed a few technicians dozing off at work. He whispered softly, "Brother Chen, I saw this at work. Sister Wanqing treats me so well, I can't just watch employees not work and let her pay them for nothing. That bastard was just catching shadows." Su Wanqing questioned harshly. "Chu Chen, since you claim they have contributed, how do you explain them sleeping during work hours? What's your explanation?" I was furious. When they worked overtime updating technology, Su Wanqing never mentioned it, but the moment they couldn't hold on and dozed off, she was pursuing it. Just as I was about to retort, Su Wanqing stepped forward and suddenly announced to everyone, "I hereby declare that the salaries of the technical department are to be halved. If anyone doesn't want to stay, just get lost." Hearing this, the brothers I had brought back immediately stood up. With their skills, they could have gotten much better treatment. If it weren't for me, they would have quit long ago. Su Wanqing was being utterly ungrateful. I said angrily, "Su Wanqing, do you really intend to ruin the company?" Su Wanqing sneered, "Don't talk as if the company can't run without them. I don't believe a large company depends solely on those few people." "Fine, Su Wanqing. If this is how you treat my brothers, then there's no need for me to stay in this vice president position any longer. Do you think you're something special? Without you, the company will keep running just fine." Hearing this, someone from the sales department immediately stood up. "President Su, this decision is unreasonable. Over the past few years, on every business trip, thanks to colleagues from the technical department solving problems, our sales figures would definitely not be so high. Moreover, some clients crucial to the company's lifeline were brought in by President Chu. For you to quarrel with him over a newly graduated junior employee is truly a bit." But upon hearing this, Song Xuan, beside Su Wanqing, immediately began to cry pitifully. "Sister Wanqing has right. I'm a junior employee, nothing but a burden to the company. Don't quarrel with everyone over me. I'll resign right now so I won't affect the company's normal operation." Saying this, Song Xuan made to leave, but Su Wanqing grabbed him. Then she looked coldly at the sales colleague. "If you can't bring in clients, what use is the sales department? If sales are down, it proves your incompetence." Chapter 3. If you think they're indispensable, then you can get lost too. My company doesn't keep mediocre people. Hearing this, the man sighed and sat down. Then Su Wanqing sneered at me.
"What's the matter?"
"Weren't you going to get lost with them? Why are you still standing there? Can't bear to leave?" I looked at her coldly and said to Lao Wang beside me, "Lao Wang, I once said I wanted to lead you to build our own company. I thought it would be the same here. It seems I was wrong." Lao Wang shook his head. "Brother Chen, don't say that. We willingly followed you back then, and this isn't your fault." I nodded. "Do you still remember the company we registered when we returned? A contract with an enterprise in City A is about to expire, and we can bring it over right away." Lao Wang paused. Then his face lit up with understanding and delight. "I remember. The brothers have been looking forward to this for a long time. Tell them right away." Hearing this, Su Wanqing was full of disdain. You think running a company is so easy? Don't tell me you're just saying this to save face after losing face here. How ridiculous. I looked at her calmly. Whether I'm bluffing or not, you'll find out very soon. She just scoffed. Then I'll be waiting eagerly. But we'd better sign an agreement. So when you go bankrupt and try to drag me down, I'm covered. I looked at her calmly. That suits me perfectly. Soon, an agreement was signed stating that if any problems arose with the company, each would bear their own. Finally, it said, each according to their own ability. At this point, she glanced at us with disgust. All right, take your people and get lost. I gave her a cold look. Su Wanqing, you will regret this. Then I led the few who had chosen to trust me and returned with me away without hesitation. Back then, my brothers trusted me and agreed to return home with me to build our own brand. At that time, Su Wanqing and I were not yet married. She was a strong woman. When she heard about founding a company, I told everyone it would be the same at her company. Because everyone trusted me, over the years they had been working hard to build up the company. But every time I wanted to give them a raise, Su Wanqing was reluctant. I had originally planned to make Su Wanqing speechless after attracting larger clients and creating greater profits for the company. But in the end, for a graduate from a third-rate university, she broke their hearts. After leaving the hotel, I immediately contacted clients whose contracts were about to be renewed or expire. Upon hearing that I was going out on my own, they all expressed strong support. President Chu, you finally figured it out. If it weren't for you, we would have stopped cooperating long ago. Yeah, the products were always having problems. We suspected corners were being cut in materials. You helped me solve a big problem back then, and I didn't plan on telling you. Now it's great. Now that you're the president of your own company, I can finally rest assured. I replied to them one by one, assuring them there would be no product issues in the future. Chapter 4. Then I immediately set about launching the company. To help me get officially up and running quickly, the next day many people from the client side came to help, saying that their contracts with Su Wanqing were about to end, and they would immediately come to cooperate with me. As for Su Wanqing's side, since I took my people away, she actually made someone like Song Xuan, who knew nothing when asked anything, the manager, and even had him maintain client relations. I sneered to myself, paid no attention, and focused on running my own company. After getting the first order, I took my brothers out to celebrate. But during a trip to the restroom, I unexpectedly ran into Su Wanqing and Song Xuan. At that moment, the two were feeding each other. Seeing me, Su Wanqing sneered. You think building a company is that easy? When you lose everything, you'd better not come begging me. Song Xuan also spoke in a sarcastic tone. Sister Wanqing, I heard Brother Chu Chen already got an order. We still need to be careful. Su Wanqing covered her mouth and giggled. Xuan, are you talking about that client we didn't want? They bought such a small amount before. Only a newly established small company would be willing to cooperate with them. I couldn't help but laugh. Su Wanqing didn't understand the market. She thought it was a small client, not knowing they were just testing. After verification, they would place a large order. And now they had completed their testing and were cooperating with me. Seeing this, Su Wanqing sneered. Chu Chen, what are you laughing at? Xuan is now liaising with clients and the feedback is very good. Facts prove my company runs just the same with or without you. Xuan can completely replace you. I looked at Song Xuan. A trace of guilt flashed across his face, but he said forcefully, That's right. The clients are very stable now. Sister Wanqing is going to promote me very soon. I wasn't angry or upset. I just smiled faintly. Oh, then congratulations to you. Finishing, I couldn't be bothered to look at them anymore and went straight back to continue celebrating with my brothers. Not long after, those clients whose contracts with Su Wanqing had ended came to me for cooperation one after another. Watching the gradually increasing orders and the smiles on my brothers' faces, I breathed a sigh of relief. This way, I finally lived up to the trust they had placed in me. I directly gave them original shares of the company, making each of them a shareholder. After Su Wanqing found out, she posted on social media that those were all small clients she had given up, and that only a small company of equal standing would take them. I just smiled at that. Later, former sales colleagues, upon hearing about my company, said that clients were no longer willing to cooperate with Su Wanqing and asked if I was still hiring. Now, with revenue picking up, I was indeed short-handed, and more people were always welcome. I agreed on the spot. In the following days, the company flourished. Seeing the company develop so well, everyone was delighted. By the end of the month, just as I took out a thick stack of cash to distribute dividends, Su Wanqing's call suddenly came. Chapter 5. As soon as the call connected, her questioning voice came through. Chu Chen, you're truly despicable. For your own selfish gain, you not only poached clients from my company, but also dug away my employees. Do you have any shame? You caused my company's revenue to drop by dozens of percentage points. If my company runs into trouble, it'll be your fault. Return my clients and employees immediately. Or don't blame me for being impolite. Hearing this, I realized Su Wanqing could no longer sit still. I unhurriedly took a sip of red wine, then said slowly, Su Wanqing, your employees and clients are indeed with me, but they came voluntarily. If you're looking for someone to blame, you've got the wrong person. But before I could finish, Su Wanqing snapped, Don't try to fool me. Xuanxuan told me everything. He saw you frequently taking my employees out to dinner after work. Those clients were all brought in by you before. You failed to properly hand over the work, which caused my business losses, so you are responsible. What twisted logic! Now that the company was half crippled by Song Xuan, Su Wanqing would rather believe everything he said and pin the blame on me. But at this point, none of that had anything to do with me anymore. I just needed to run my own company well and live up to everyone's trust. So I said coldly, Su Wanqing, you've made Song Xuan your treasure and lost the people's hearts. You caused all this yourself. Su Wanqing was unwilling to accept it. Then give my clients back. Even without those mediocre people, as long as I have clients, I can still grow the company bigger and stronger. I really didn't know how she could say something so shameless. Just as I was about to speak, Lao Wang came over. Because it was on speakerphone, everyone heard her words. Lao Wang sighed. President Su, nearly all the orders back then were brought in by Brother Chen single-handedly. For you, he often went an entire day without a meal, drinking with clients until his stomach lining was perforated. Back then, so as not to worry you, he told us not to tell you. But as a president, you should know how difficult it is for sales to bring in business. Moreover, clients often choose to cooperate based on the person, not so much the company, because they are large companies and don't lack suppliers. At this moment, others also spoke up. Yeah, President Su, Brother Chen alone propped up half the company. That Song Xuan knows nothing and keeps finding fault with Brother Chen. We all see it. How could you side with him? Everyone knew Su Wanqing and I were still married at that time. So considering this, they took the initiative to persuade her to lower her head to me. But they didn't understand Su Wanqing's personality. She was a willful person. Otherwise, she wouldn't have left her job to start her own business. She was a strong woman who couldn't listen to others' words. When we were together, if I hadn't solved a difficult problem for her, she probably wouldn't have agreed to my proposal. What she valued more was the value I brought to her. You once thought she would be loyal to her career, but unexpectedly, after reaching a certain scale, she turned to infatuation with a young pretty boy and even made him a manager. At this moment, she just said impatiently, "Spare me the useless talk. If you don't return my clients, don't blame me for making a big scene so you can't do business either." Everyone wanted to say more, but I shook my head and then said to Su Wanqing, "If you want a lawsuit, I'll accompany you any time. If you want to make a scene, I'll make a scene with you." After saying this, I couldn't be bothered with her anymore and hung up. But not long after, Su Wanqing brought people to my door under the banner of stolen resources and even brought internet celebrities to livestream. Chapter 6. Song Xuan took the lead. Everyone, take a look. It's him. For his own benefit, he not only stole the company's client resources, but also tried every means to poach the backbone staff, causing our company to lose both talent and money now. Su Wanqing stood beside him, also appearing righteous and indignant. Chu Chen is right. It's him who caused my company's performance to plummet, and now it's facing huge losses. He steals technology and clients. Hess utterly shameless. The two of them played off each other, causing the onlooking crowd to buzz with discussion. This company has been gaining momentum recently. I thought they had real skills, but it turns out it's all stolen. He looks decent, but has all dirty tricks behind the scenes. In that case, let's not buy their products anymore and let him suffer the consequences. The crowd was stirred up. Seeing this, Su Wanqing and Song Xuan exchanged a smile, their faces showing satisfaction, and then continued to loudly publicize my evil deeds. And those internet celebrities also seized the opportunity to harvest traffic, constantly shoving their cameras at my face. The comment section was full of insults against me, but a few who knew some inside information voiced their doubts. I heard that President Chu and President Su are actually husband and wife. You two are trying to use one to promote the other, are you? Hearing this, Su Wanqing immediately explained, Chu Chen and I are indeed a married couple, but in terms of the company, we are completely independent. Before he started his own business, I signed an agreement with him to go our separate ways. As she spoke, she took out the agreement we had made before I founded the company. But after reading it, people were still a bit skeptical, thinking it was a trick. At this moment, someone suddenly shouted, "If you want us to believe you, then divorce and dissolve the marital relationship. Then we will definitely support you in suppressing this thief, condemn him online, and make sure he can never recover." I looked at the person who spoke. I had seen this person before. He was a junior employee who joined the company together with Song Xuan. When saying this, he exchanged a look with Song Xuan. Hearing this, a trace of hesitation appeared on Su Wanqing's face. But Song Xuan said at the side, "Sister Wanqing, our company is now on the verge of bankruptcy. Without a good strategy, it really will go bankrupt. But don't worry, even if I have to beg on the streets, I will stay with you." Song Xuan spoke with such conviction as if he would follow her to death. Su Wanqing looked at Song Xuan, a smile appearing on her face. "Xuan, thank you. But I won't let you beg on the streets with me." Then she looked at me, gritted her teeth, and said, "Chu Chen, since you leave me no way out, don't blame me for not cherishing our years of marital affection. Let's get divorced." Hearing this, everyone behind me was shocked. In their view, Song Xuan was just a novelty to Su Wanqing, and she still had marital affection with me. When she realized her mistake, she would naturally come to apologize to me. But they never expected she would actually divorce me for Song Xuan. Lao Wang hurriedly said, "President Su, you can't do this." President Chu back then. But before he could finish, he was cut off by Su Wanqing. "Shut up! You bunch of mediocre people, just wait for the company to go bankrupt." Lao Wang still wanted to speak, but I stopped him. "Since she wants a divorce, then let's divorce. Our products won't collapse because of suppression and rumors." Then I looked at Su Wanqing. "As a couple, I still advise you not to be too naive. Some people appear to share your heart, but they're only in it for their own benefit." As soon as I finished, Song Xuan pointed at me and shouted, "Surname Chu. Sister Wanqing will divorce you immediately, and I won't need to be polite to you anymore. Even now, you still want to slander me. You've always liked to put me down, and now you want to frame me. What exactly did I do to offend you?" Su Wanqing also said coldly, "Chu Chen, I know you can't stand Xuan, but that just reflects your character. I never should have married you in the first place." Chapter 7. Then she immediately had someone draft a divorce agreement. The content was that existing assets would be divided equally, and company assets would not be interfered with by each other. Su Wanqing signed without hesitation and tossed the agreement to me. Just as I was about to sign, Lao Wang grabbed my hand. "Brother Chen, you can't sign. Even though sister-in-law was wrong in this matter, You two have had feelings for so many years. I can't just watch it dissolve." Lao Wang's eyes glistened with tears. He was truly thinking of me. I gently patted his hand and smiled slightly. Lao Wang, after all these years, the brothers have fought alongside me to this day. I can't let them suffer for a woman who has already betrayed me. After speaking, I signed the agreement without hesitation and handed it back to Su Wanqing. "Su Wanqing, from now on we have nothing to do with each other." Looking at my name on the agreement, Su Wanqing's expression flickered for a moment, but she was pulled back to her senses by Song Xuan's shout. He shouted to the media, "Now everyone believes Sister Wanqing's words, right? This guy is a thief, a selfish wretch, a scumbag. I hope everyone exposes him as soon as possible, so he has nowhere to go." After he yelled, the internet celebrities and onlookers expressed their support. Watching this, he smiled with satisfaction and then said to the sales staff who had come to work for me, "Surname Chu's company is about to go bankrupt. If you're willing to come back, Sister Wanqing can give you an appropriate salary. Live or die, you choose yourselves." Some people looked hesitant, but very soon, thanks to the fermentation online, my name quickly appeared on the trending search list. The title was Chu Chen Steals Resources from Other Companies. There were other topics as well. The relevant authorities would inspect my company, and once verified, they would force its cancellation. Seeing this, some hesitant people began to walk toward Song Xuan's side. "President Chu, I'm sorry. I have a family to support. I don't want to lose my job." Hearing this, I nodded slightly and said nothing more. Song Xuan curled his lips and looked at me coldly. "Surname Chu, this is the price for scolding me. From now on, I will trample you under my feet. But if you hand over your client resources to me now, I can give you a chance," I said calmly. "Song Xuan, you're too full of yourself. You just stirred up some public opinion. Do you really think you can hurt my foundation?" Song Xuan wanted to continue, but Su Wanqing walked to his side and said disdainfully, Xuan, don't waste words with him. When his company goes bankrupt, those clients with needs will naturally throw olive branches our way." Song Xuan nodded. "Sister Wanqing, I think our company should be reorganized. Besides, a brother of mine who studied abroad has returned from overseas. He has the latest management concepts and methods, and even his own client resources. Why not let him join our company?" Su Wanqing's eyes lit up, and she agreed. "The company has been the same for so many years. It's time for a change. Where is he?" "He has already landed. I'll go pick him up right away." Before leaving, Su Wanqing looked at me coldly.
Chu Chen, take care of yourself.
Chapter 8. Not long after Su Wanqing left with her people, staff from the inspection bureau arrived, and those internet celebrities like persistent plasters swarmed back again. "We received a complaint that there are conduct issues among your enterprise personnel. Please present the relevant documents and cooperate with the investigation." Hearing this, before I could take out the proof documents, those internet celebrities who thrived on chaos had already started spreading rumors. "Everyone, look! This thieving enterprise is about to reap what it sowed. They stole technology and client resources from another company. Today is the day they close down. People like this not only deserve to be shut down, but also must be jailed for infringing on others' interests." The comment section was full of attacks, all waiting to see my company get sealed and demanding the regulatory bureau punish me. But beyond their expectations, I not only provided the enterprise's relevant qualification certificates, but also had Lao Wang produce some product testing qualification certificates from when we first returned to the country. These certificates were all processed when we planned to start our own company. It was just that later, after entering Su Wanqing's company, I always used these qualification certificates. And because these were all basic things, I never told Su Wanqing about them. Although she was bent on founding a company at the core, she just wanted to be the sole person in charge. Without my assistance, she would have gone bankrupt long ago. I fulfilled her wishes, only she didn't cherish them. In the end, after inspecting the documents and finding no issues, the inspection bureau staff left. Seeing me unscathed, those internet celebrities were greatly disappointed and questioned whether I had given the inspectors some benefits. But such matters were not something internet celebrities could recklessly spout. They were not only warned, but some also had their accounts banned. Watching everything settle, the employees were delighted and continued their busy work. As for Su Wanqing, upon hearing that I passed the inspection, she immediately flew into a rage. She questioned those internet celebrities why they hadn't whipped up public opinion, saying she had paid them for nothing. But those internet celebrities ignored her entirely. Su Wanqing, having been rebuffed before her anger subsided, discovered that clients were once again being lost. However, she didn't seem to be completely devastated by this, and the company welcomed a new vice president. This person was not Song Xuan, but his so-called brother. He did not continue developing domestic business, but opened up so-called international routes and began cooperating with a company called Yongji Wujian. But after so many years in business development, I was familiar with almost all the companies with demands overseas, and I had never heard of this company. Nevertheless, Su Wanqing indeed got orders, and it was at the level of tens of millions at once. The other party even covered her company's losses, and even if the products had issues, they wouldn't hold her accountable. Su Wanqing's company resumed normal operations. She thanked Song Xuan and his brother for everything they brought and hinted openly and secretly that even without me, without my clients and technical support, her company kept running just the same. Even in her latest social media update, she addressed Song Xuan as my dear. Moreover, some subordinates had witnessed them going in and out of hotels together. However, I was already divorced from her and had completely given up on her, so naturally there was no fury left. I just felt the whole matter was very suspicious, so I sent people to investigate deeply. One day, more than a month later, just as I was processing an order, Lao Wang hurriedly came to find me. "Brother Chen, the brothers found out something today." I asked what it was. He looked left and right and pulled me into the office before continuing. "Brother Chen, the reason Su Wanqing's company has been thriving recently and clients don't mind her high defect rate is because the other party doesn't want her products at all, but is using the product shipments to transport other things, and the quantity is not small." Seeing the gravity in Lao Wang's eyes, I immediately understood something. At that moment, I couldn't help but wonder if Su Wanqing was involved in this matter. Until at an industry technical exchange conference, Su Wanqing and I sat across from each other. Her complexion was ruddy, looking much better than when the company was on the verge of bankruptcy some time ago. After the meeting, when Song Xuan stepped away, I asked her, "Su Wanqing, your product defect rate is too high, yet you're selling so well. Haven't you ever suspected the other party's motives?" Su Wanqing just sneered. "Chu Chen, you're not jealous of my big order, are you? None of this has anything to do with you. Besides, this time it's a client introduced by Xuan's brother from abroad. You have no chance to exploit any loophole." I carefully observed the changes in Su Wanqing's expression, but saw no sign of concealment. That is to say, it was very likely she was unaware, and just then Song Xuan came back. Seeing me, he immediately put on a disdainful expression. "Surname Chu, what are you still coming to see Wanqing for? Don't tell me you regret divorcing her." Wanqing? So soon, even his form of address to Su Wanqing had changed. Then he asked Su Wanqing what I had said to her, and Su Wanqing told him our conversation word for word. Instantly, a fierce light appeared in his eyes, that kind of gaze I had seen before when I was abroad, in the eyes of terrorists. Chapter 9. In the following days, I always felt like someone was following me. I knew that Song Xuan or the people behind him couldn't sit still. I chose not to alert them, but sent additional bodyguards to protect my family, and secretly gathered evidence of Song Xuan and his brother's illegal activities. Sure enough, not long after, news came from the police that Su Wanqing's company had been sealed for smuggling contraband. Su Wanqing, as the legal representative, was taken away for investigation, and Song Xuan and his so-called brother attempted to flee just before the police closed the net. Not long after, Su Wanqing's mother came to find me. She had only just learned that we were divorced. Wiping away tears, she begged me to save Su Wanqing. Su Wanqing's father had passed away long ago. If she lost her daughter, she probably wouldn't be able to go on living. But this wasn't a simple illegal act. It was something harmful to the people. It couldn't be resolved with a simple bail. When I married Su Wanqing, her mother had always treated me very well. I am not a heartless person, so I only promised the old lady I would think of a way. After all, Su Wanqing was not knowingly involved, so there should still be room for leniency. Just as I was exploring ways to help Su Wanqing, Song Xuan's brother suddenly came to find me. He told me to help him complete one last deal, or else he would make sure my company couldn't continue, and threatened me with my family, saying he had other accomplices. If I didn't agree, he would make me regret it. I pretended to agree, but in fact, I had already called the police. On the day of the deal, he was caught on the spot. As for those so-called accomplices he mentioned, they did try to retaliate, but I had already relocated my family, so they only walked right into a trap. In the end, because we helped the police crack a major case, our enterprise was upgraded by the municipal leaders to a key enterprise. And through my account of the facts, Su Wanqing was given lenient treatment because she was completely unaware. However, she still could not avoid prison time. When I accompanied her mother to visit her, she shed tears of regret. Looking at the old lady's tear-filled eyes and her graying hair, I could not bear to look any longer and left in silence.